Yeah, I need to. One second. Did they move it again? I see what you mean by their update, Grim. Gosh darn it. Alright, try to say something now.
Hey, hello everybody.
There we go.
Hello.
Zero, do you see how to download from D&D Beyond?
I should, I think. Um, Pretty sure. Yeah, got it.
Alright, cool.
Testing my knowledge real quick. I was like, I hope I do.
One. Grim, remind me where you guys were last time.
Our 2500. We just got back and collected our booty. We just defeated the second wave of catastrophe.
Right,
And
right.
we just received our loot and our guild tokens, and Simamar had received a note and he got conscripted.
Right, he also told me he left you guys a few things before he got conscripted. So, let me see that list. He would have left his +1 shield and his ring of protection, so I'll leave him in your care for the moment. Keto, you can distribute them however you need to. Right. So, end of the battle. We see that happen. Thea will offer to give you guys a ride back to the Black City if you need it.
We're already back in the Black City. I thought we got
Oh,
the
you're right.
rewards.
You're right. You're right.
Um, it is quite late.
Feeling dumb. Where do they show like background stuff on D&D Beyond?
Backgrounds
I,
should just be
other than that, I wouldn't know.
game rules, races, monsters, backgrounds.
So Zero, would your character be the type to find himself in a bar at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon after being assailed by almost endless young dragons?
Yes.
Cool. You guys walk into the educated teacup, and you'll find a. Alright, I was literally just looking at your sheet. I blanked. What kind of dragonborn are you again? You are a bronze.
Bronze, I think.
Bronze.
Yeah,
You
great
would.
start. Remembering my own character.
Yeah, yeah, that's fine. I was having. I'll get going in D&D mode here in a second. So you guys would see a bronze dragonborn covered in grime, sweat, and blood. And as you kind of look around, you'll notice a lot of other people are covered in grime, sweat, and blood. But he is the only one by himself. Oh, if it isn't the heroes. The jiggling yellow slime that is known to be the bartender will shout out. The bar erupts in a symphony of huzzas and cheers and great jobs and etc.
Does that afford us a free round then?
Yeah, why not?
When I get the drink, I will raise it and say, "To those we lost."
You're here.
The cardboard cutout of Lars raises his glass.
And Thea's lying on the ground for some reason.
Because they're exhausted as fuck.
Yeah, to be fair, not that Ford is fully aware of this, but he knows that they had been fighting for a distinct amount of time before you guys got there.
What are we gonna do with that box of artwork and whatnot?
Don't you have the store? You could sell it.
That is what you want, then I will bring it there, get the appraisal, and I will give you all your share.
Sounds good. I haven't gotten word yet on the next, last part of the Tymora quest yet.
That was an interesting dungeon. I'm not sure if I ever want to step foot in another one.
It was definitely a strange experience.
Do you think we're running a little light there for it?
A little light. Oh, because so many people left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Not sure what the next task is, but We might need to recruit some more people.
Is that possible to recruit in the middle of something like what we're doing?
I know the rules have been kind of vague.
Thea, do you know what the deal with that is?
I'm pretty sure as long as you haven't completed all the trials, you can recruit whoever you want to do it. They just have to understand the rules.
Here we go. Do you think I could use your kitchen? I want to cook something for the party after being going through so much so quickly.
Yeah, I don't see why not.
So I'll cook dinner for all of us.
While he's doing that, what would you like to do, Akito?
Gonna give the room a scan.
It's full of
And
sweaty and bloody people.
and you said um how many everyone is pretty much in groups.
Except for one lone bronze dragonborn.
Does he look like if I was to look at him, like, does his attire look clean, or is he bloodied? Like, is he have any way to tell magic? So I will move. I will step up with my drink and walk over to him. Pardon me, my good sir. I am Shogun Kido Kylie of the Golden Twilight. You sitting by yourself? Are you in a group or looking for a group?
Not at the moment.
You know, I did the same thing that I did just that similar reminded me. So was that not at the moment for in a group or not at the moment for looking for a group?
Not looking for a group at the moment.
Very good. I'll turn around. Go sit down. I'm gonna go over to some of the other groups. Like, is there any group that's 2 or 3 people?
Yeah, there's a couple groups like that.
I'll go to a group of 2. Good evening. I am Shogun Akito Kylie. The Golden Twilight. Are 2 in a group?
You could say that.
Just the 2 of you?
Yeah. Make an
Are you
insight check,
looking?
Aikido.
Oh yeah, Akito's great.
That might make this scene even funnier.
Yeah, that's a 9.
Never mind, I have no insight for you.
Yeah, that's why I said I'm great at this. Have you heard of the Redemption of the Gods quests?
Yeah, we have.
Are you for redeeming them or against redeeming them?
It depends on which one.
Pretty good answer. What do you think of Lady Tymora?
She's pretty neat.
Do you understand the difficulties of the task of redeeming a god?
Not really.
Can I sit down?
Sure.
And this is where I start spilling my spiel of how the gods refused to fight when they were needed most. They didn't come, and that's why they have fallen. We're looking to redeem Lady Tymora. Do you want to join us?
Can't say that I feel all that inclined to assist on that. I'm sorry.
That is perfectly fine. You know, I'm on the borderline right now too, but I feel people need to be, you know, aware of the situation. Thank you for your time. And I'm gonna go back and sit down. Wait for Vort to finish what he was cooking.
Bort, you finish your cooking.
I'll bring it out to the others.
Thanks for it. You're the man. As Thea says, just laying on the floor. Or Goblin, as the case may be.
Top notch is Vort. This wasn't anyone I know.
No, I got the ingredients from the sticky.
Still, amazing cooking. I'd say takes about a half hour, but you all finish eating this lovely meal, and Fort, you'll receive a message. The third trial has been uncovered. Be at the Tymora Familia tomorrow at noon.
All right. Yeah, maybe we can recruit someone from the Tymora Familia, since Tymora was our connection there.
Yeah, I asked around. I didn't get any. I talked to 3 people and got no bites. So noon. Noon wouldn't be noon. Is noon still noon?
Nope.
It's not noon because like noon doesn't represent as 12. It represents.
That's 15.
Thank you. All right. I was just trying to do the math. So high 15 at the Familia. All right. Thea, do you need help getting somewhere?
No, I'm good. I like the floor.
You want to slide you over so you're not in the middle of traffic, or are you?
If people step on me, it's their own fault.
That's fair. That's fair.
So, while they've been up to kind of carousing and getting some food down in their belly, what would Zero be up to?
There we go. Fix that. Looking for something to steal.
Okay. So what type? What's typically Zero's fancy?
Anything of value or more of personal value that he can extort for money.
Interesting. Um. Let's What would your passive perception be?
Passive perception is 13.
So off the cuff, you don't notice anything too valuable. I mean, you notice like iridium coins, which are the equivalent to gold coins, being exchanged here and there. People's coin purses, and If you'd like to make a more in-depth active perception check, you can also do that as well.
I think I will. Apparently I won't, because I can't get it to work.
So just do a d20 plus 3, I believe is your perception. Hmm. Yeah, about the most valuable thing you can see out in the open, and you could, with your skills, lift successfully would be some coins and some coin purses.
Yeah, I'll see if I can take a coin purse successfully.
Okay. Then just make me a stealth check, which for you is 20 plus 7. And then after that, a sleight of hand check at d20 plus 10. You were able to lift a coin purse off of a very drunkardly man. And it would have 23 iridium pieces in it. Okay. The drunkard man doesn't seem to react at all. He's like 3 seconds away from passing out. So he made a good target.
Would I be able to try and get another target?
Sure. Go ahead and make me the same 2 rolls. You were able to successfully lift a second one. This one contained 25 iridium pieces. This one,
Decent amount.
yeah, this one was also so drunk that he should be asleep by now.
think that's enough stealing for one day.
I'll say you're able to do that within the same 30-minute span it took them to sit down and eat their meal and start talking about what to do next. So, what is the rest of the party's next move?
Well, I think it's it's time for me to turn in. So Vort, would you help me with this heavy chest?
Yeah, sure. And I have to figure out what to do with all that gold.
Say at what time of you have gold?
Yeah, you put it into storage for me,
Oh, that's right.
and I
Sorry.
have more.
Oh. All right. Give me a.
Yeah, he's got more to add to that.
It'll probably take me till tomorrow morning, but I think I have a contact that can help you with that.
Great, thanks.
That's good.
Just warn you now, she's a bit eccentric. Some sometimes she's a Aarakocra, and other times she's a bugbear.
That makes you eccentric?
And sometimes she's a warforged.
Okay. Um, do we contact you when, or are you going to contact us there?
I'll contact you.
Oh, we got to go to late time hours for I-15.
Sure.
Just letting you know that we'll be doing stuff after. Okay. Thank you. All right, Vort, let's get this upstairs.
Between the two of you, you're able to lug this giant gold chest that's encrusted with jewels and very fine wood. And you're able to get it up the stairs to your room. So while they're turning in for the night, what is Zero going to be up to?
Probably heading home. It's late.
It doesn't seem like there's any unscheduled stops, so you're able to make it home and do whatever you want to do with the rest of that time. So, unless anybody has any nighttime business that they want to get to, you're 4, 5, 10, 11, 12. You're gonna get your full long rest. If you're missing any hit dice, get your hit dice back. If you're missing anything that you normally get on a long rest, you go ahead and gain that back.
3 out of 3. Nice. That was a lucky roll, Lord. We can travel places today if we need.
So yeah, what would the two of you like to do today?
Before we go to the meeting, I want to see if I can do some shopping.
Yeah, what you gonna try and get?
I think it's called Eldritch Claw Tattoo. It makes your unarmed strikes magical. So it my bite attack isn't considered magical by default.
Wait, so right now, if you tried to bite somebody that was immune to that, like, would you just like be gnawing on them?
Pretty much.
I could see how that would suck.
Okay, well, I mean, you're in the Black City. Um, you should be fairly, with as many trips as you've made thus far with caravans, where it should be fairly obvious where to find certain goods. Ah, and you get a message from Thea. His contact has agreed to buy your gold.
Sweet. What's the exchange rate?
1 to 1. So I'll need the excess gold that you have that isn't in my pocket space, so that I can then go meet my contact and broker the deal for you.
Is they here or just messaging me?
And messaging you, but I mean, the last time you saw him, he was on the floor downstairs.
Okay, I'll go see Thea.
He's still on the floor downstairs.
Fort will try vomiting up the gold.
And he'll open his pocket space after punching himself in the face several times. Someday, I'm gonna have this power high enough that I don't need to punch myself for it.
Yeah, I come down with the chest and go, just go off. Bring the chest to my shop.
After that, they will get up and he'll let you know he's gonna go broker your gold.
Thanks a lot.
After that, he opens a portal. You'll step through, and you feel this icy wind blast as this portal opens. So while Thea is doing that, Akito said he's going to go take the treasure chest. Zero, it's morning. You have found yourself fully refreshed. What is your next move?
Head into city or town to see if I can find anything interesting going on.
Today would be a carnival day. So there's going to be street performers, clowns, uh, little game booths set up in various parts of the city.
Do I know what time that's on, or is it already started?
It's kind of already started. Like, I mean, it's early morning for everybody, so it's like not quite bustling yet, but there are people out who are already starting to see some of the performances.
Then I shall head to the carnival.
Fort would also immediately get distracted by the carnival.
Akito, you find this very inconvenient as every time you try to take a step with this ridiculous sized chest, you run into somebody.
Start flying over everyone's head. Commoners. Out of the way.
Let's see.
Why is it every time I'm moving a chest, everyone's busy in the streets?
All of a sudden, you start running into traffic in the sky. Little familiars here and there that you just keep running into. Akito, make a dex save for me.
Oh, hey.
Man. maybe,
I'm on a mission.
maybe your other life is bleeding into this life. As you just get this sixth sense and move slightly to the right as a pie just goes right past your face. Based on your passive perception, it was a cream pie.
God, I'm try to. Frustrated, I just keep going.
Eventually, you make it to your shop. Vor, what would be uh, what would interest Vort the most about the carnival?
Um, he'd be running between different games and picking up food wherever he sees it.
Okie dokie. Yep, you would find some exotic foods. These aren't, even for a carnival, these aren't standard fare. Like pickled corn, and I mean right on the cob, to what you at first thought was cotton candy turns out to be actual dental floss. To some steaks that were definitely not cooked. But you also do find some good food, like some interesting desserts, like chocolate covered apples and strawberries and stuff like that. Candies.
Good food to know. He'd pretty much try anything.
Yep. Well, that's what makes him a good chef. Zero. There are a boundless amount of people now, and carnival games galore. Food that, as I previously described, is kind of odd even for a carnival, but it's still carnival fare. What would Zero be interested in doing?
Probably would be switching between weaving through people and attempting to take their watches or coin pouches and using sleight of hand to cheat at the carnival games to win prizes.
Okay. Let's see here. Uh, so I won't need you to roll the sleight of hand because your modifier is high, so high that I'd say you're passively able to steal from people of normal circumstance. Now, if you were up against another rogue, there might be a different story. But for right now, I'm just gonna say your passive sleight of hand is high enough that you're able to obtain small trinkets, a few watches, um, some fancy like cigarette slash cigar holders, and go ahead and make me like let's say 5 stealth checks, and those will cover the span of your time. Okay, I'm gonna say you're confident pretty much the entire time that you're able to get away with it without any onlookers kind of painting you doing this. And we will say you find let's go 10. You get your hands on like 10 pocket watch or something of similar value off of people that are handheld.
Nice.
And the carnival games, you win a toy gun. And I mean like one of those old wood style ones with the fork at the end. Um, you get what looks like a very bad representation of stick cup. I say a bad representation because it's not a ball; it's like a cube. And you also get a like little wooden flute.
Nice. Not a bad start to the morning.
So I'll say at this point, a course of an hour has gone by. Akito, you have done your business, what you need to do. What would you like to do next?
Um, I need to hire scribes, but I want to do them from the familiar. Should I have done that before I left this morning, or can I do it on the card?
You can do it on the card.
So I will, put out a message, hiring scribes to transcribe some information. I need to make 2 books and then mass produce them. And then I will, if any is available, I will tell them to meet me at the water wheel one place in a couple hours. Just head to the bank first.
You get to the bank and they are closed. Banking holiday.
I knock on the door.
There is no answer. It's banking holiday.
I start rattling the door. I've walked all the way here. It's not on your hours. Just at my place, they could have told me that they weren't going to do any deposits today.
I could have. You're absolutely right.
Straighten myself out. I return to my stores.
You get a ping back that some scribes will contact you as they're interested in the job. Ward, an hour has gone by. You have consumed a ridiculous quantity of food.
Okay, well, eventually he'll make his way through the carnival and get to wherever he was going to buy the tattoo. And he'd also be interested in a bag of holding if he has enough money.
Let's see, which tattoo was again? The Eldritch Claw?
Yeah, uncommon.
Oh yeah, no, they'd have a guy in shop that could do that for you. And a bag of holding is a. Actually, that does remind me. One second. Yeah, it's your lucky day. You're having to walk in when they actually had one.
Great.
Both of those being uncommon. Wow, what are the effing odds? Alright. Apparently they're so thankful for what you did yesterday. And word is spread about the Golden Twilight being the heroes of the heroes who defeated the wave, that they're willing to offer you both for 200 gold. Or, sorry, 200 iridium. Not that you couldn't pay in both.
Yeah, great.
All right, then hop on up here. Guy walks into the back and gets a all metal looking wand. I hope you have a high tolerance for pain.
Nope.
And so for the next hour or so, you're going to be let's see. It is only wow, that's actually you got really great rolls on the pricing, you got really terrible rolls on the damage. So over the course of the next hour, you take about 7 points of fire damage as they are burning this tattoo into your arm or wherever you want it to be. And I mean, obviously, they're saying incantations and stuff to infuse the tattoo with your with the spell work and magic that's necessary to make this tattoo work. So we got Akito not getting his banking done. We have Vort who's getting a tattoo. What is Zero up to? You've had about an hour of carnival time right now.
Oh, can I investigate to see if I can overhear any conversations about anything interesting going on?
Sure. Throw me an investigation. The biggest talk right now just is about how the waves of catastrophe were thwarted by a new and upcoming group called the Golden Twilight, which is kind of a big deal because it was pretty much the source and reason why you yourself yesterday spent a ridiculous amount of time killing young dragons. Because the way that's just how the waves work until the boss of the wave is defeated, it continuously uh, brings in young dragons of certain types. This one in particular, anyway. And then you'd hear sort of a rumor. You're not finding much in terms of how much. Well, I should say, let me say it this way. You don't necessarily believe who you're hearing it from, but you're hearing that this carnival is a cover up because they're moving like the palace treasure today or something. But you didn't hear it from like people that you could tell have influence or authority, so this seems like just comment or gossip.
Would I be able to roll perception to see if I can see like an area that's more heavily guarded than the rest to see if the rumor's even close to being true?
Sure. Perception sounds like a good one. Ooh, 5. Well, you're not blind, but I'm gonna say with a 5, you walk past some areas that do appear to be heavily guarded, but upon closer inspection, you realize it's just because those appear to be more higher ranking officials who have armed escorts, but nothing that you come across matches this idle gossip you've come across.
Guess it's just a rumor then.
Yep, it seems to be just a rumor.
Are there any notable shops that seem to be busy?
Uh, it seems actually quite the opposite. Thanks to the carnival, a lot of shops are not as busy. I mean, there's still people lingering in a couple of them here and there, but ultimately, it appears like the carnival has pulled most people's attentions out to the street for the day, or at least
There's
until
also
the
a lot
carnival's
of
done.
screaming from the tattoo place.
Yes, as you pass a what looks like a magic item emporium, you hear the screams of a goblin.
I'm just going to ignore that and keep going. I'm going to pretend I didn't hear that. Not my business.
After a certain point, you would come up to a business that's sort of on the water, and a finely dressed slime appears to be directing people into doing certain tasks throughout the building.
I would like to investigate.
Sure, make an investigation check. And if you're trying to do it subtly, also make a stealth check.
Yep.
They appear to be offloading a giant golden chest, which has pictures and gems of all sorts and other various knickknacks, which look like they could be worth something.
How heavily guarded does it look?
Um, I mean, I don't think there are actually any armed guards per se, but there are a lot of employees. You're certain from the spot you're in right now that you're not being detected in terms of seeing someone seeing you, but that doesn't mean the moment you get in there, someone wouldn't, with how many there are in there.
Would I be able to go in and try and roll both deception and persuasion and convince them I'm a new hire that's running late?
Well, you certainly can always try. So, just curious, is the perception or the perception or deception or persuasion first?
Deception was first.
Okay. So I'm gonna say at a 13, the individual you approach does not appear to believe your deception. They seem very skeptical. So how would you approach your persuasion?
I would make it look like I'm about to cry, thinking I might lose the job I just got hired for because I'm running late because of the carnival traffic, and really try and persuade him that I am running late, and because I'm only newly hired, he wouldn't recognize me.
Oh, yeah, you must be one of those guys I just brought on today. Well, here is an ink pen, here's a quill, and it'll kind of lead you to a back room where there's a bunch of people currently transcribing books. And he gives you like a scroll and tells you that you need to copy this down into this book.
I thank him for letting me in, and I will start doing that.
Alrighty.
Um, so he gave me a scroll for paper, right?
A scroll that already has text on it, and there's a book in front of you that you need to transcribe the scroll to.
So the book's blank.
Correct.
Would I be able to use my wizardly quill to start writing a spell on the book in front of me without anyone noticing?
I'd call that a sleight of hand.
Am I rolling for that, or
Yeah, go ahead and roll a. Yeah, you're able to do it without anyone really noticing.
um, the spell I'm starting to write down is sleep. Oh wait, no, it's not. Am I able to transcribe the cantrip create bonfire onto the book with the wizardly quill?
I am just reminding myself what that skill does. Just give me a moment. Yeah.
How long does it take to fully train? It takes 2 minutes.
Yeah, it's 2 minutes for this one.
No extra for the level because it's a cantrip, or
No, I think it's since cantrips just stay are just they are what they are. I'll just make it a 2 minutes for a cantrip.
right. After 2 minutes, look to the nearest person next to me and I quickly ask them where the restroom is.
Oh yeah, it's down the hall and to the left.
Um, okay, so I start walking down the hall towards it. And just after I've left the room, because it's concentration to use it. I quickly stop in the hall. And concentrate and see if I can create the bonfire.
The book becomes a blaze with a bonfire worth of fire.
Are there any flammable besides the paper? Is there anything else flammable in that room that was near the bonfire?
The table you were working on and other books that were nearby.
So that all catches fire. Has anyone started yelling for fire or anything yet?
Yeah, some of the scribes have started asking for water and assistance.
Um, yeah, I'll end the concentration and then would I be able to roll stealth to see if I can sneak to see if, away so no one notices me leaving from the general area?
Sure, roll a stealth. So you start hearing the same guy who stopped you originally that you had to kind of persuade your way past starts yelling for people to put out the fire, and you are able to sneak away from the general area. You're pretty confident you haven't been seen.
And there's no one really around me now, is there?
No, not really.
Um, can I roll investigation to see if I can spot the room where they most likely would have taken the chest?
Sure. Unfortunately, the rooms in your general vicinity don't seem to be like secure rooms. So as you kind of quickly but quietly look through each one, you don't notice anything out that stands out as the treasure that they were originally unloading.
In that case, I'll just leave the whole building and area. Can't find the treasure. No point staying around for longer and possibly getting caught.
Yeah. So I mean, you find a back door that lets you out fairly easily, and you get the feeling that this was just one of those moments where you had a 50-50 chance of either going up the hall or down the hall, and since you chose to go down the hall, the treasure must be up the hall. But that would have led you back towards the shop where everyone else was. So this was probably uh, a good opportunity to get out without being at least fully discovered. All right, so he makes it out. Um, Fort, an hour has gone by. He stops burning you with his wand. There, all done.
Tears streaming down his face. Thank you. And he'll head to look for Aikido.
Kito, have you ever shown them where your shop is?
No.
Okay.
We were in that we were here and we went bam, we were gone. You know?
So, Fort, I'll give you an option. Do you want to go north or south?
North.
Takes you roughly 16 minutes to find a place that basically emboldeningly has on a sign Akito's General Mercantile. And as you walk in, you come into the sight of a bunch of people putting out a fire. And Akito's barking orders at them.
That's just spreading it. Put it out.
Akito, roll a perception check. Something smells like grilled ham behind you.
Turn around.
There's a fort.
Ward, are you cooking ham?
No, why?
Smells like cooked ham. I just must be craving your food. Do you have crate water?
I've create food and water.
Could you go back there and see if you could help them put it out? They don't just seem to just be moving it around.
Is fire considered an object?
Not technically, but I'd allow an interaction.
So could I cast reduce on the fire?
Sure. And like that, the fire goes out.
There you go. Hope you enjoyed.
Thank you. I'll be dealing with this for a while. Did you find what you were looking for?
Yep. And he shows his it's like kind of slash looking marks on his forearms.
You are. I think I'm getting too used to your cooking.
Akito, you feel a really cold rush of wind on the back of your neck.
Turn around.
There's a bunch of snow on the ground. A second later, you see this like hook-like thing with a string fire out and just launch into your store. Start to hear like a cranking sound, like almost to a fishing
Go
pole.
out. The hell?
You
What's
see,
on the other end of the string?
you see, it goes out. It actually goes out the door. And as you go to investigate Akito, you see Thea fishing himself out of this hole that is bringing a ridiculous amount of snow. Uh, uh, there was a blizzard. Holy snow.
Time is off. If you were that much sooner, Thea. That much sooner.
Oh, I'm sorry. The next time I'll work on it. Bort here.
Yeah, he's smoking behind me.
What? Why do I smell ham? Anyway,
Told you. Fort. Everyone's getting used to your cooking.
I was able to get you a 1-to-1 trade, so how much of your gold do you want right, or how much of your iridium do you want right now? Because I have all of it, but I have a funny feeling you can't carry that much.
Banks are closed.
I finished my shopping for today, so I don't
Holiday.
need it right now. But maybe when the bank's open, it's too much for a bag of holding, right?
Yeah. See if I divide this number by 10. Oh no, I did that wrong the first time. Hang on.
By 50?
0 divided by 100. That's more manageable. Divided by 10. Yeah, it's a lot more than a bag of holding, even with it converted down to emerald coins. I mean, if you want 500's worth, I can get you 500's worth.
Sure, I'll take 500.
That's like 5,000 emerald coins.
close are we to noon?
With all that's going on, you got about 5 hours. So, what would you like to do for the remainder of 5 hours?
I'm pretty much stuck here for my time. I will meet you at the familiar house.
Fort will spend his 5 hours training his perception. It's like people watching.
Sure. Make me like 5 perception checks, one for each hour.
Okay. Perception.
Let's see. With those 5 perception checks, first and second hour, you just observe the carnival. Nothing too interesting happens. The third hour, you'd observe a couple of clowns in business suits who have ducked into an alley and are apparently speaking in low honks. It appears to be all very shady.
I'm not gonna mess with lawyer clowns.
Fourth hour. Fourth hour is when they leave, and you go back to watching people in the carnival. There's not too much going on. And the fifth hour, you'd observe one of the carnival games. It's like kind of like similar to the baseball hitting the glass bottles. Uh, you'd see a hooded individual comes up and starts to play, and the shopkeeper doesn't notice it, but this guy seems to hit his target every time, like all bottles knocked down every time, and everyone's just astonished. But you've been back there watching for a bit, and you realize the ball has never left his hand, yet all those bottles are falling down. So you're not sure by what means he's doing it, but he is clearly cheating at this game.
Hmm. was looking to see if I had any spells that could mess with him, but try blinding him. Yeah, I'm gonna cast blindness on the guy just as he's winding up. DC is 16.
Hey, he fails. This is the first time he misses. At this point, he looks embarrassed and says, "That's as much as I can put in for the day," and decides to walk away. Albeit he doesn't do it very successfully because he is blind.
Alright, I'll get over to Tymora's.
So Keto, 5 hours. Just reminding.
Yeah,
him.
I'm just dealing with that stuff.
So 0, just to keep things in step. What would 0 be doing for the next 5 hours?
After failing to find the chest, he probably would have gone back to the arcade games again, trying to steal on that.
Sure. If you're gonna still use your sleight of hand to win, go ahead and throw me like 5 sleight of hand. Yeah, with all those numbers, I mean, you're able to win more various prizes. Got like this kind of like toy mace with that's made out of wood and string and some sort of rubbery substance for the actual mace head. And you've got a bunch of bubble gum. In fact, you want a bag of mysterious candy. That's literally the like title on the outside. And I'm gonna say in the process, you were able to actually win the game, but while the attendant for the game wasn't looking, you were able to lift some coins off of each one. We will say you were able to gain an additional 9 iridium.
Nice. What was the last game I played? Was it the like on the 5th hour?
On the 5th hour, the game you were playing was basically the darts and balloons game, but you were there because it was the next stall over that you noticed the guy. Actually, throw me a perception check real quick. I want to see if you would have picked up on it too. I mean, you probably would have, but Yeah. Ironic, I think. Yeah, you guys got the exact same number too. You noticed
I
the
know,
same
it was
thing.
pretty impressive.
That is impressive. You saw the same thing that Vort did, except you were much closer. So from your angle, you can see as he went to wind back to toss the ball, he would basically, faster than most people could even perceive, move his hand. So, like, say he's throwing with his left, he would move his right hand and throw what looked like some sort of playing card, but it's painted in such a way that it was hard to track unless you were watching for it specifically. So after the first couple throws, you noticed like a shimmer or something that was just off as he would flick something with his right hand, and that's when you made out this playing card that almost appeared to be made of a reflective material. And that's why it was so hard to notice actually how he was doing it. But he would time it so perfectly as it would look like his left hand would come out and make the toss, but he actually never released the ball. And you're also sitting there wondering how no one else caught this. For a game where you're supposed to throw the ball not leaving your hand is more impressive than not. And then you would notice on his last pitch, he like flings that card to Timbuktu. In fact, let me see something. It does. As he's kind of making the excuse that he's gonna give a, yeah, he's done and needs to walk away, and you notice him bump into something. That card like lands right in front of you and sticks into the ground.
I'd like to take it.
Let me look up the item real quick because I remember this being a thing. Basically, now that you have it in your hand, it basically looks like the card has a very mirror finish with almost like a hollow foil inlay on the inside. But the hollow foil isn't the standard like rainbow prismatic pattern that you get. Instead, it seems like whatever it's reflecting on the mirrored surface, it amplifies in the colors underneath. And you get the feeling that if you had practiced with this would make also a very deadly weapon. That guy was not an ordinary person.
Is he still stumbling around after I've picked up the card?
No, he seems to have made a expeditious retreat.
See. And no one else has noticed the cards landed in front of me, have they?
No.
I'd like to pocket it and continue to cheat at the game I'm currently playing.
Yep.
But better than the last guy.
You can label that as an edged card for right now.
Got it.
Alright, so 5 hours goes by. Aikido and Vort meet at Lady Tymora's Familia.
Hello, Vort.
Who are we talking to? The receptionist?
You got the note.
I'll go up to the receptionist, whoever's up front.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the Tymora Familia. What can we do for you today? Oh, it's you. Right. All right, go on up. She's expecting you.
We'll head up.
And as you get upstairs, you find a familiar space. And the golden lady sitting on the chair. The throne was the word I was looking for.
Deep bow.
Hi. We were told you received word about the final stage of the redemption quest.
Yes. It seems to be that this will be a game of luck.
Makes sense.
She has this look on her, like an almost pained look on her face. I don't know if I would call it that. This is a sick and cruel joke. Is this everyone? Looking at the two of you.
I think Lars would be with us, I suppose.
Yeah, I'll give you that. Lars is. Until he tells me he's not coming back, I'll have him as cardboard cutout.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Tymora got drafted by the Corellian.
Oh, that's too bad. That's gonna make this all the more difficult for my redemption.
Oh, is that why it's a sick joke?
Perhaps we should wait till you have more members to assist you. The chances of this last trial being successful in my favor are very, very unlikely. Neither of you appear to be gamblers.
No, I definitely I don't usually gamble.
What exactly is entailed?
A game of chance. You roll a dice, and I roll a dice. And I have to do what I can to lose. Unfortunately, not having access to my full repertoire of powers makes that incredibly difficult.
And are we rolling the same die?
Rolling the same die, but I have a feeling that luck does not treat us the same.
Ah. So we're supposed to win a game of luck.
Against luck.
Would guidance or bless help?
Well, it'll help you. But so let me put it to you in a mechanical sense. She's rolling at plus 15. And she's gonna roll her die of fate to subtract from her roll. But you guys have to be able to even roll high enough to beat her roll.
What's the modifier?
So whatever. So it's sleight of hand, I believe. Let me go double check the playing cards. Or just gaming sets in general. Playing card set. I would allow you to use history, insight, or sleight of hand.
I have +8 insight.
So with guidance, that could give you a 32 max.
Sounds right. Yeah.
And if she was really unlucky and rolled a 10, so to speak, then her highest would be 25. So it's doable for you, but you only get to roll once. So each participant can roll against her once. That's why she's saying it would be more advantageous if there was more of you. But if you're wanting to do it now, she will attempt to do it now. Just remember, you get one roll.
I don't have it prepared, but would enhance ability give advantage?
That does give advantage, yes. And I'm trying to see if I don't remember what Thea knows.
Vort, we could take some downtime, and you could train up that.
Try to get expertise in insight.
Yeah.
That would help. Guess I can do my. Ooh.
Hey, you could also
Bespoke
buy
roll.
yourself a book.
Is it possible to curse Tymora?
Unfortunately, not. Okay, so I can do anything up to 3rd level. What do I have in the 3rd level tank that Thea would be able to use? Because as long as he's not participating directly, he'd be willing to help you.
I'm guessing I've got enhanceability and guidance, but there's also concentration. Now that I think about it.
And enhanced ability 2nd level?
Yes.
Sounds right.
Two. It is too bad that this is Thea and not Silas. Silas has a lot of paladin things he can do that would help with this.
Well,
That reminds me.
yes, we should take some downtime, maybe procure a couple items now that we have a better idea of the test. And um, do we have to inform you of when we want to do this, or can we just show up?
Well, it would be nice if you informed me.
we'll send a message to the Familia the day before once we've got everything.
Okie dokie. Do-
Do you like that high 15 time wise?
Yeah, that'd be fine. Oh, Lars can help you with a +2. Just a flat +2 because he has Inspire. Since he's here, quote unquote.
Yes, I think if we take some downtime, learn some stuff, and or with your new money, you could buy yourself a book and give you a bonus too.
Oh yeah.
Then I will await your return.
Okay.
Bow and leave.
Which one did you say you were doing? History or insight?
Insight.
Okay.
History is -2.
Ooh, do you happen to carry a shield?
Yeah.
Then there are two things they can do for you. Aikido, it's a good thing he learned a cursed wish.
That's a good spell.
It's a very good spell. So he can use heraldic owl on you, which as long as you held that shield in your hand, it'll give you a d6 to your wisdom, insight, and perception checks.
And Finder's goggles will give me a D4 to insight checks. Oh, requires mark of finding.
Can you cast that enhance ability on more than one person at a time?
No, because it's a concentration spell, and I don't have the multiple casting, multiple concentration abilities yet.
Well, if you cast it with the 3rd level slot, you can put it on too.
Oh, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So you could put it on a bunch of us then. Were you the one that had the advance? Or was that Thea that would cast that on us?
I don't have it prepared right now, but I did cast it at the time.
Yeah. Would you rather have? I mean, do we? Because we could do that, but you couldn't guide yourself too.
Right. How much downtime would it take if I did nothing but train insight to gain expertise?
One second. It's 3 weeks for expertise. That's like 360 hours.
Alright.
And you can do 12 hours a day of activity. So, yeah, so 3 weeks if you just did it nonstop.
Alright. I think that's our best option. Oh, Akito withdrew from this quest, right? So he can't be one of the rollers.
It was a temporary thing. They only slightly removed me. Because I tried to do some stuff this morning, and yeah, my stuff's on lockdown again.
That's good.
No, it's not. I could have been doing all this other stuff. All possibly tied into one little speck.
Well, I mean, if we're doing this, Zero, what would you do for 3 weeks?
Uh, do I have like a contact for like the criminal background here, or
Sure. You'd have the you would know where the actual thieves guild resides, which does more than
nice.
just thieving, obviously, but that's just kind of their name.
I'd like to go to the Thieves Guild then.
Actually,
While we're
hold
taking
on.
3 weeks of downtime, we should probably put out some feelers for people who might want to try and recruit some more people so we get some more chances at this role.
Actually, I agree with that. Someone write that down in chat so that we have a note. I do have to end right now for me unless Akita wants to take over. My work literally is just telling me, hey, that project you've been working on that we said you didn't have to do tonight, you have to do it tonight now.
Joy.
So, I mean, if you'd like Zero, anything can happen at the